Thank you, Matt. Good effort by our guys on Saturday night against App State, a team that was better than their record indicated. We did a good job defensively in the first half. It set the tone for the game, and we're able to win a little bit easier than we had anticipated. So we were excited to get our first home conference win under our belt, and look forward to going on the road this week to play Arkansas Little Rock and also Arkansas State. Little Rock has a very good team. They're good defensively. They grind the ball in the half court defensively. They're leading the nation in scoring defense. So we're going to have to create opportunities to score and make sure that we make shots. We'll have to take care of the basketballs. They lead our league in turnover margin at +6, and we're +1. We're about in the middle of the pack, I think, and we're going to have to make sure that we're able to get those opportunities and not give them extra opportunities to score the basketball. We're going to have to make our free throws. I think they're second in the country in free throw percentage, so we'll have to match that. And we're going to have to match their toughness for sure. They've got a good team. We can beat them on the glass. It's an area we'll try to expose them in. I think we have an advantage. And expect a good game. Hagens is a good player. He's a senior that's always played against us at a high level. Being from Shreveport, from Louisiana, he always came in with a chip on his shoulder against us. And we'll have to do some things to try to speed him up a little bit. He's a very good player when he gets comfortable, and he's been comfortable pretty much all year, as well as Marcus Johnson, the point guard, junior college point guard they picked up, is a very good player also. Questions about Little Rock?
Which, what makes them so good defensively? What are they doing this year?
Well, at our staff meeting this morning, Dan, we talked about the opportunity to go play these guys and how were they different from last year. And the consensus was they're not that much different. They've been winning. They've got success. Steve did a really good job. Shields did a really good job with those guys defensively. I actually thought they rebounded the ball better last year, but we're tough. And Chris Beard is a friend of Steve and mine, has come in and really done a nice job getting the guys to buy in on the defensive end, and they've improved defensively. Even better. They've always been hard to score on, but they're even better this year. They're taking better care of the ball, and they're playing with confidence. They played a good schedule. Their RPI's very high. I think they're 4th in the mid-major, College Insider mid-major poll. So they've had a lot of success going for them, and they've been on the road. I think they lead the country in road wins. And 6 of their last 7 games have been on the road. So we'll be their 5th home game of the season. So they're kind of the same boat that we've been in and everyone else. I do think we're the best team they've played at home, and we may be the best team they've played overall outside of Texas Tech.
Are they similar to ULM in wanting to slow down the tempo of the game? And if so, is that maybe that first matchup against ULM help you guys out getting ready for that?
Certainly is a similar style of play, and they want to slow the ball down. If you look back at Chris's coaching tree, he started off at University of Texas, and he was with Tom Penders there a little bit, I think, as a student manager, but things changed after that, and worked for Danny Casper, worked for Coach Knight, worked for Pat. So he's worked for guys that want to grind in the half court and slow the game down. So they're more concerned with a low-scoring game. I think they've only had 3 teams that have scored over 60 points against them all year, Luke. So definitely they're doing it on the offensive end. Any team that gives that few points is playing slow offensively. They're very patient, and they do a good job running their motion offense.
And does the game against ULM kind of prepare you guys?
Yeah, yes, it should. Hopefully they won't shoot 9 of 15 for 3 like ULM did against us, and we shoot 2 of 13. But the games could be similar. And there'll be other teams in our league that'll play like this as well.
With the way you guys are scoring and playing offensively, how big of an adjustment is it going to be to kind of play that slow down grinding game? that
Well-
you anticipate?
Well, we'll try to speed them up to some degree, but teams that are disciplined or good at guard are hard to speed up. And we want to go fast, and they're going to want to let the air out of the tire, so to speak. So we'll have to make each possession count, whether we're getting up down in a hurry or we're playing in a half court.
How does that impact your personnel decisions playing a team like that?
Shouldn't really impact us based on what we did the other night, Kevin. I think opportunity for the same guys to play. I'd like to use Tyrone Wooten a little bit more. He has not been practicing well. Hopefully he'll come out and play well today in practice and get an opportunity to play. This is a game where he could really help our team.
When you look at the way the schedule has been, it seems like y'all just started playing at home and you're about to go on another road trip. What kind of toll does that maybe take on some of the guys? Because it's a different mental set that you have to have when you're playing away.
Yeah, it's hard for sure, and there are a lot of teams in our league that have had similar situations. But with Little Rock and Arkansas State being two of them, but we just have to go at it and attack it. You can't worry about it. I know this, after these next 2 weeks, we're probably the only team in the country, someone can look that up, that's played 5 of their first 6 conference games on the road. And we will have had 1 home game, and we're halfway through our conference road season. That's got to be a record. So the way to look at it is we just have to keep improving. We won last year at Little Rock and Arkansas State. They were split trips, but we need to go play well and give ourselves an opportunity to win these 2 games and turn around and go do the same thing the next week in Georgia.
Who thinks that's okay?
Who thinks it's okay? Did I say that?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't remember saying that.
But I mean, you know.
No, it's difficult. You know, and the conference schedule last year when they did it, they redid it. We're going 20 games. We're going double headers, like the game the other night, the 4 quarters of the women. It's okay on Saturday night to start after 7:30, but it's not on Thursday night. I mean, it's not good when school's in session. So the schedule changed, though, several times, and we weren't going to have that opportunity where we had to go play 4 in a row on the road and 5 or 6 early. But looking back on it now, it's easy to look back and second guess. I can do to myself what you guys do sometimes as sports fans. But we probably bit off more than we could chew. I mean, against Alabama and some of those teams, it would have been nice. But the bottom line was we couldn't get a home game, Kevin, because we couldn't get to Cajun Dome.
But I mean,
And the Monroe game is the one I'm leading to. Monroe game could have been played at a later date, but we chose to play it early. We were hoping to win that one. Win one on the road, it didn't happen. Be 1-0 for about a month. Sit at top of the standings, but it didn't happen, and we just have to move forward.
Even 4 in a row.
Yeah, and I told our coaches the other day, you know, I wouldn't mind being the lone wolf. App State did that, but they're out for 2 in 2, out 2 in 2. Not a bad way to look at it. But it is difficult to do that, and it's going to hurt our conference. You're right. And us being picked first, I don't know that that's a positive by the scheduler of the conference.
Can this be sort of a proving ground for your team, though, just especially with the way the road went early in the season, for them to kind of get some confidence and know that they can win on the road?
Yeah, and we played well enough at Louisiana Tech to win. The first half we played good. Second half we didn't defend like we did the first half. We got beat. Pepperdine, first half we defended okay. Second half we didn't defend. We got beat. So we have to defend for 40 minutes. And I think our guys understand that. And we're going to have to be a tough team because Little Rock is very physical. They've got some mental toughness, and they've had success. So to go get that win there will require a great effort on our guys' part to follow the game plan and to stay focused on the defensive end for 40 minutes.
This weekend, y'all had a good defensive stance. What was the difference maybe this weekend from what you've been seeing earlier in the season from your guys? Is it effort, or is it just the way the game unfolds?
Effort, attention to detail. We had a good week of practice in the Spring Hill game. I thought we were okay defensively, and then we came out and got off to a quick start against those guys. Jerry Eves didn't start. It is what it is if you want to look at it from that standpoint. He didn't start, and they're not one of the stronger teams or the most experienced teams that's going to come into the Cajun Dome. So we got off to a good start, and we lost a little of that focus in the second half, and it carried over to the offensive end as well.
You mentioned after the game Saturday the importance of guard play anywhere in college basketball. Kind of breaking that down further, what makes it so important for you guards? When you have a big man like Sean, knowing that you can't just 100% rely on him, your guards have to step up.
Well, and I've thought about guard play since we talked about it on Saturday as well. We just talked about in our staff meeting about recruiting for next year and a couple of the guys that we're looking at in recruiting. But guards dominate the ball. They have to be strong mentally. They have to be strong physically. And I'd rather have good guard play than a good big. We're fortunate that we've got number 21, and he's a heck of a player, a heck of a rebounder. And he's going to get doubled. He'll get doubled in this game, similar to what he did the other night, although it's instead of big to big and with two people coming at him for a triple team, I think it'll be big to big, and also it'll be guards will sink in on him as well. So we'll have to be prepared for that. But the guards are going to have to make shots. When the ball comes out of the double team, Sean's a good passer. If we don't hit the four-man on the dive, we've got to skip it and hit the open guy. And we need good guard play in this game. There's no question. Our guards have to shoot the ball better. We still didn't shoot the ball good from the perimeter the other night the way we wanted to. And last year at Little Rock, Casey had a huge first half and got us off to a good start. And we'll need that type of performance for him. And then Bryce finished the game extremely well for us. And we won the game in overtime. Bryce was a big part of that.
Is it kind of the way you assembled this then with your four major guards, Wright, Shepard, Register, and Stove? Those guys all have kind of different skill sets where each one can do something different on a given night. Hayward's obviously the shooter. Jay and Casey can both kind of go in and out, and Stove's kind of a mid-range guy, I guess.
Right. Everybody's different in their approach and what we've recruited, and we need everybody to step up and bring their A game and do what they can do. We talked about that over the break in our individual player meetings. What do you do for this team? How are you going to help us win? And everybody has certain strengths. And, as we talked about a week ago, Hayward Register's a guy that's been known as a shooter. And he's a special situation type player, but he's defended better. He's rebounded the ball. He's become a better overall player this year than in the previous 2 years, and he's practiced great, made shots, and now he's not making the shots like he normally can. But we need him to continue to play to his strengths and do the things that he's learned to do now away from the basketball. But Jonathan Stove's a guy that we talked about needed to score a little bit more for us and needs to shoot probably from the perimeter more. He's shooting a great percentage for us, leading our team. And I'm going to ask he and Steve to look to shoot the ball more from the perimeter.
With the Thursday to Saturday turnaround, how do you make sure you're prepared for Arkansas State as well?
Well, it's a schedule that we're used to following, Molly, so we just prepare for Little Rock this week, and then we've got the one day we'll travel and have practice at Jonesboro. But both scouting reports are done. Basically, we're still following up on Arkansas State, and we'll certainly watch their game on Friday that they play on Thursday against Monroe. But it's just a quick turnaround and something that we've got to be prepared for to get in that groove. It's interesting to you look at coaches across the country and certain teams. Some teams are really good on Thursdays in this format, and they're not so good on Saturday. And I think it alludes to what you were asking about the turnaround and the preparation. So, but you've got to play on one day turnaround in the conference tournament. You don't even get a day off. So it's good practice for that.
Coach, how valuable is Bryce Washington to this team? I feel like the dude's comfortable anywhere, communicating all the time. It looks like, he's a sixth-year senior out there,
He's been a jack of all trades for us. He's certainly a leader. He's a very smart player. He understands what we're trying to do on both sides of the ball. Great rebounder, has great hands, and was disappointed that he wasn't selected as a captain because he's a captain all the time, to be honest. He does a great job helping other guys. He's the ultimate teammate to me, and a guy that we need to continue to play at a high level moving forward.
Coach, when it comes to developing Jonathan Stowe, is it just a matter of getting him more comfortable, being aggressive, go to the rack with his body build and everything like that? Is that what you guys are trying to do with him?
Yeah, just make sure that he understands that's what we need. He defers too many times. He wants to defend and drive to the basket. He wants to make shots when he's open, but we'd like for him to score the ball a little bit more. And again, he's a very good three-point shooter. Worked hard on that in the off season, and we'd like for him to take advantage of that, especially when Sean's getting double teamed in the post.
You mentioned Arkansas State a little bit. Were you kind of surprised that they got the sweep this week on the road?
A little bit, but they're playing well, Dan. I looked at both scores. I haven't seen the games, but they played well. They won a couple. Well, the first game was close, and they won pretty handily at South. But Coach Brady's got those guys playing together, and they've got a good group. They're only playing about 6 guys, so they've shortened their roster, their bench a little bit, and it's helped them.
Coach, coaches have been saying one game at a time for decades, but it seems like this is a situation where you haven't won a road game, you got 4 in a row, you really need to. It can be intimidating, I would think, going into a stretch if you get things big picture too much.
Right, and that's a good point, Kevin, to take it one game at a time, and that's what we're doing. Again, we won at Little Rock last year. It'll be harder this time. We won at A-State last year. It'll be more difficult as well when we go up there this time. And we've never swept this trip on the same trip. So we've split it, but we've got to go out and take the game on Thursday, and regardless of what happens, we got to turn right back around and get ready for the next one. And we'll have to continue that next week as well.
How's Bryce doing with his knee after seeing
Good,
that?
good. No issues, and I got the Monday morning call from the trainer this morning, and I kind of flinched a little bit, but it was about Jerikas Davis, who's got a broken hand. And we knew that he was hurt. He hurt it in practice last week, and didn't get him to get it X-rayed till today. But he's got a broken hand. So, and Tutu is trying to get in to see the eye doctor. So, Bryce is good, as far as I know. All right, thanks, guys.